ready with our den guns and bow and arrows and spears and machetes to take our destiny in our own hands, defend our integrity, rise up like one people to stand for what we all believe in. Like those who fought for the American War of Independence, outnumbered by the Brits, lost the Battle of Boston, but rose up to proclaim the independence of the United States of America. We will not talk with Adolf Hitler. The Jews never did. Kagame never spoke to those who killed 1 million of his people. He battled them street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood, until the butchers of his people were hunted like game, locked up in jail, and accountability was demanded. We, the Ambazonian people, are not a guinea pig for experiment by the world. I call on each and every one of you to buy a gun and defend yourself, defend your homeland, defend your integrity, defend every neighborhood. I call on all the defense forces to take the war into Cameroon, destabilize Cameroon. I call on Cameroonians to rise up and take their destiny into their own hands. Replace Mr. Biya. We will target Mr. Biya personally. We hold him personally responsible for the murder of thousands and thousands of our people. We will not sleep until we hunt and get Mr. Biya. We will dig his grave wherever he is buried. We will hunt him to the four corners of the globe to hold him responsible for the crimes he has committed against our people. Ambazonians, they will betray you again. You have read from the Europeans. You have read from others welcoming the monologue of Mr. Biya. They betrayed you in 1961. They've created a charade of dialogue in Switzerland so you can forget. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why they don't care about the people that Cameroon murders. Let me tell you why they don't care about the children that have been murdered the past days. Let me tell you why they don't care about the genocide that Cameroon is perpetrating against our people. They want to force you into a dialogue so you can forget what you are supposed to do to be free. That is the plan. All the noise about dialogue is to save Cameroon, is not to give you freedom. I want you to know. I know they may take me down one day. I don't care. But I want you to know. Don't be fooled again. They fooled you before. They betrayed you before. Rise up, Ambazonians. I want you all to arm the boys on the ground. We as a people will defeat Cameroon without any negotiation. I want you to sacrifice your kidney, your heart, your blood to save your homeland, to save us from the brutality and banality of evil planted in our homeland, to save us from the betrayal of the international system, to save us from the genocide that the world has stayed quiet. I want you all every day to sacrifice the dimes you have, to put arms in the hands of your boys in Kombo, in Kwakwa, in Owe, in Fako, in Meme, in Diang. That is the only insurance policy you have to have a country of your own. The Swiss wouldn't give you independence. The Americans wouldn't give you independence. The Brits wouldn't give you independence. General Big Number proposed, the other fighters, 007, they will give you independence. The brave warriors battling in Bamenda, in Alabukam, Weapon will give you independence. General Agama will give you independence. General Arke will give you independence. You will remember these words when I'm long gone. I told you from the beginning, believe in your ability to alter your destiny. I told you from the beginning, be the primary investors in your own liberation. I told you in the beginning, believe in the strategy, believe in the vision, believe in the hope, believe in the strategy. I told you in the beginning, believe in your ability to change your lives and usher freedom to your people. My fellow Ambazonians, Pope John Paul II was the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. He observed what was happening in Poland. He observed how the Polish people fought in the trenches against Adolf Hitler. He wasn't neutral. He took a stand. He took a stand for the Polish people. He was even shot. He took a stand to make sure that even the Berlin Wall went down. He created a solidarity to make sure there was solidarity against Adolf Hitler, bringing the Polish people together. Pope John Paul II was a preacher man, like Cardinal Tumi. Cardinal Tumi has always pretended to be neutral. Neutrality in the times of genocide is taking side with the oppressor. It's a shame that we haven't learned from our history. The Archbishop Romero of El Salvador, he stood against tyranny. He stood against tyranny in his own country. And today he's celebrated, canonized. Desmond Tutu of the Anglican Church, in the face of white oppression in South Africa, he didn't maintain neutrality. He spoke out, he spoke up, he took a stand for justice, he took a stand for freedom. He was a preacher man. Martin Luther King Jr. was a preacher man who took sides with the oppressed. He rose up against racism in America. Even when his own people oppressed him, he wrote from the jails of Birmingham the necessity for creative action against white supremacy. He gave his life for black emancipation. These were preacher men. Where are our own Martin Luther Kings? Where are our own Desmond Tutu? They've turned themselves into enablers of colonialism, enablers of genocide, welcoming a monologue to reinstitute within our own homeland the decadent political system that has murdered our people. Where are our own Romarios? Where are our own John Paul II? There will be no discussion with those who insist on genocide as a way of terminating a conflict. The Ambazonian people are ready to engage in an internationally supervised discussion to end Cameroon's presence within Ambazonia. The Ambazonian people are ready for a surrender agreement that ends Cameroon's presence within Ambazonia. We will not engage in a political charade. We will not engage in some machinations, repetition of a bad movie that I've watched in 1961, 1972, 1984. The only way out for our people is to arm the soldiers on the ground, to continuously defend their neighborhood and end Cameroon's presence in our homeland. My fellow Ambazonians, you are a free people. The world is afraid. They never support people who rise up on their own terms and get their freedom. They only support when they can stand behind for the creation of neo-colonial states and institute a marketization and neoliberal system that will benefit their own economy. When you become the primary investors of your own liberation, you become the master designers of your own socio-economic and political system. You own the outcome. And that's what this generation has achieved. The Never Again generation has sent a message to the international system that we can rise up with our damn guns and claim our own history, claim our own freedom, write the last chapter of our own story. The story of the Ambazonian people will be that of bravery, tenacity, and defiance. That has been made possible by your tenacity, by your refusal to surrender, by continuously lighting the candle of hope. I stand as a servant, the wall between you and destruction. I place my body to make sure 8 million of our people find peace, hope, and happiness in the land of their birth. God bless you all. God bless Ambazonia. Good night.